Hello my dear students, welcome to GSS Chemistry channel. In today's class, we will know how to dilute an acid, concentrated acid or concentrated base. What precaution is to be taken while diluting the concentrated acid or concentrated base like NaOH. This is part number 10 of acids, bases and salts. Dilution procedure is to be considered with utmost care. What is meant by dilution? Adding water to the given solution is nothing but the dilution. Whenever dilution is increased, concentration is decreased. This is the point. And here, in the case of concentrated sulfuric acid, we can take concentrated sulfuric acid or sodium hydroxide. These will be in the form of small pellets. These are white pellets. Sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Process of adding concentrated acid or concentrated base. This you can take as the concentrated base to water is nothing but dilution. So, what is it? Process of adding concentrated acid or concentrated base to water is exothermic. It is exothermic reaction. It is highly exothermic. Exothermic means heat is liberated. You can take a test tube. Small amount of acid is taken, concentrated sulfuric acid. Water is added. Add water to this test tube and touch the bottom where the solution is present. Touch the bottom of the test tube. You will feel it very hot. You will feel it very hot. That means what does it indicate? Heat is liberated. And that is why dilution procedure is always exothermic. So here, process of adding concentrated acid or concentrated base to water is exothermic. Your point is whether acid is added to water or water is added to acid. What is the proper way? So here you have to learn something. I am taking a beaker or conical flask. Let us suppose that this is the conical flask, where water is taken. From the bottom, from the top, add concentrated sulfuric acid. Add concentrated sulfuric acid at a time. See what happens. The whole mixture, after dilution, more amount of heat is liberated. Greater amount of heat is liberated, due to which the solution splashes out, or you can take the mixture, splashes out. And during that mixture may be falling onto your body. It causes burns. That means damage is there. If the amount of heat liberated is so high, at that stage even the whole apparatus, glass apparatus, here the glass apparatus may be broken. The glass apparatus may be broken during the heat evolved, and that causes too much damage. That glass pieces may be penetrating into your body, which causes more inconvenience for some time. So you will be hospitalized. That is the situation taking place when concentrated acid is added directly to water. So when addition of concentrated H2SO4 or concentrated NaOH base or acid to water directly is not advisable. So don't forget, addition of consulfuric acid or concentrated NaOH base to water directly is not advisable. Why? Because the amount of heat liberated is so high that it will cause the damage to the apparatus, damage to the student who is going to organize this experiment. Okay, please note it. So in what way the dilution is to be made? In what way the dilution is to be made? So here you have to take another way. First of all, you have to take or otherwise you can take a concave flask, a round bottom flask like this. This is the round bottom flask. I am taking here concentrated sulfuric acid. First of all, you have to take the concentrated sulfuric acid. Then add small amount of water, few ml. Small amount of water is added. It is allowed to remain there. Heat will be produced. You can feel the hotness here by touching it. It is better to cover this area by wetted cloth. It is better to cover that area by wetted. It is to be the round flask is to be covered with wetted area, wetted cloth. Thereby the temperature will be absorbed. The heat will be absorbed by this wetted cloth. It will be once again cooled. Later, you have to continue the additions of water in small volumes. Every time you have to stop the addition after adding small amount, then heat is liberated. Once again it is covered by a wet cloth, that heat is absorbed. Remove the wet cloth once again, add small amount of water, then heat is liberated. The process is repeated. In this way, stage by stage, you have to add water to concentrated sulfuric acid. Not directly sulfuric acid to water. So here concentrated H2SO4 should not be added to water directly. This is the point you have to recognize. What else you can do here? Addition of water in small volumes to concentrated acid or concentrated base is better procedure to avoid the damage. This is the recommended one. So always you have to add small amounts of water to the sulfuric acid or NaOH taken there, and then continue the reactions. Each time you have to see that the water is absorbed by wetted cloth or not. In that, up to what extent it is required, up to that extent you can do the dilution. So simply dilution here, we can write here. Mixing of acid or base with water, acid is mixed with water, which results in the decrease in the concentration of acid or base. That is nothing but the dilution. Adding water to solution is also dilution. Adding water to the solution means solute plus solvent, is also called dilution. When the dilution is increased, the concentration is decreased. So in this way, if water is added to the acid solution or basic solution, then you have to say that acid or base is said to be diluted. Okay, so you have to take utmost care during the dilution of acid or base. Always add water to concentrated acid, not concentrated acid to water, just to avoid the damage. And that is why whenever bottles are supplied containing concentrated acid or concentrated base, there will be sign. They will adapt the sign like this. Here you can take 2 test tubes like this, where acid is there or base is there. You can take a wood or anything. Damage will be called here, showing the damage here. Or you can take here just like that, hand. A damage will be there here when it is dropped on this. So in this way, this is the sign. That is present on the bottles or containers containing concentrated acid or concentrated base. This is the sign that is present on the containers containing concentrated acid or concentrated base. Every sign will be given on every bottle whenever there is a danger, and you have to follow that sign conversion there. According to that, you have to follow this procedure of dilution. Okay, please note it. One more we will consider. Please note it. Next, let us consider water of crystallization and an activity to show the removal of water of crystallization from the given salt. You have to do the small experiments. What is meant by water of crystallization? Generally, whenever crystals are made from the solutions, many salts will be having some water molecules associated to it. And that way, the fixed number of water molecules present in one formula unit is called water of crystallization. Certain number of water molecules will be getting attached to the molecule or molecular formula. That is what we call formula unit, because ionic compounds generally they are called formula unit. So here you can take examples for the water of crystallization present, many salts will be having this kind of water of crystallization. The famous example is blue vitriol, that is but copper sulfate. What is the formula of copper sulfate? CuSO4. That is correct. If you want to write the equations or reactions, it is sufficient if you write only CuSO4. But actually during the crystallization process, this will be having the formula CSO dot 5H2O. These 5H2O molecules are present attached to the copper sulfate unit. So this is the water of crystallization. Actually you have to know one point. Due to the presence of this water of crystallization, copper sulfate will be having blue color. If all the 5 water molecules attached in the formula unit is completely removed, that means you will get anhydrous copper sulfate. That is white in color. Anhydrous copper sulfate is white in color, whereas copper sulfate containing water of crystallization, that is blue in color. Similarly, you can take many examples. These are the common examples: green vitriol, parasulfate is light green in color, and the crystals will be associated with 7 water molecules. Similarly, white vitriol, zinc sulfate is white in color, 7H2O. Washing soda, that is sodium carbonate. Actually, the formula of sodium carbonate is Na2CO with 10H2O. But here, during the reactions or in the laboratory, we will get only anhydrous sodium carbonate. Because whenever the sodium carbonate containing 10 water molecules of water crystallization is exposed to air, it is efflorescent salt. The water molecules will be sacrificed to the atmosphere and so it becomes anhydrous. And that is how actually the formula is nothing but Na2CO with NH2O. During the crystallization process, this is the formula. So it is also hydrated salt. Barium chloride actual formula is BaCl2 dot 2H2O. Similarly, magnesium chloride MgCl2 6H2O. Epsom salt magnesium sulfate 7H2O. Gypsum salt calcium sulfate dot 2H2O. All these are examples where water of crystallizations associated with the formula units of their ionic compounds. Okay. Now you have to show an activity. Can you make the water molecules to be dissociated from this? Yes, definitely. Why not? A heating procedure. When copper sulfate is heated, all the water molecules will be lost and you will get there anhydrous copper sulfate. Anhydrous copper sulfate is white in color and hydrated copper sulfate is blue in color. That is the distinguished character from anhydrous and hydrated. So, experiment here you can do, activity you can do simply to show the removal of water of crystallization. Of course, that is heating. Take a test tube. Take here and hydrate copper sulfate. This is copper sulfate. This is copper sulfate 5H2O, which is blue in color. This is the walls of the test tube. Heat it. You have to use the flame. It is heated. Using the Bunsen burner flame. What happens here? Just observe carefully. Here, water droplets will be formed. Here, you can see these are water droplets. During heating, you can see the formation of water droplets on the walls of the test tube. So the water molecule separated from this. And during that, what happens here? This is converted into heating. This is converted into copper sulfate plus 5H2O. These are the water molecules, water droplets. So this is anhydrous After heating, blue solid becomes white. Why? Because it is due to the formation of anhydrous copper sulfate. So anhydrous copper sulfate is white in color. After the loss of water molecules here, the whole is completely converted into white solid. This is the white solid. In this way, by this simple experiment, taking copper sulfate, don't forget, copper sulfate is taken here, CuSO4, 5H2O, solid, taken here, heated, right? You are getting copper sulfate, anhydrous, plus 5 water molecules. This is white in color, this is blue in color. You can easily see the water crystallization in the walls of the test tube, and at the bottom white residues remain. That is nothing but anhydrous copper sulfate. This is a simple experiment you can perform in the laboratory. So that is about the water crystallization depletion examples and an activity to show the removal of water crystallization like this. Okay? Thank you very much for your kind observation of my video lectures. Thank you very much. We will meet again in next class, namely part number 11 of acids, bases and salts, where we are going to discuss pH, universal indicators and applications of pH. Okay. Thank you very much.